Okay. This is the third video because I messed up so many times. So on you, this is what I've been working on though. A little quick, simple FoodGod game. So each time you eat like a piece of food, if I look right here, it's chicken. Is fish. Okay, so each thing has a attribute, 3 attributes: health, size, and walk speed. So this should give me 1 health, 0.002 size, and then 0.2 walk speed. So right there, yeah, 0.2, 0.02, and then 0.1 health. And then if you just, I don't know why it teleports me. I tried fixing that by teleporting the character up. It's not as buggy, but I think it's because the size is being changed. So it messes up the model's verification, like control over itself. But now I just keep on eating food. They all have different stats based off what food you eat. You get bigger and bigger. You get faster, you get more health. So if I add like this down. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell that I'm bigger than this character, but you can see by the arm difference that's actually increased. Just that my character is slouched over. So yeah, I'll show you how this works now. This took me a while. So I have a food spawner module script that just runs a function spawn food. It's getting the, I should go from up top. Food spawner module script. The spawn points is the children, so all the parts inside of here. 5 spawn points. And then the just remote that shoots over here. The cooldown is 5 seconds each time it tries to attempt to spawn a thing. It doesn't currently go to each spawner that's empty, which needs to be fixed, but for now it's fine. Spawners are not even going to be staying. It's probably going to be when you kill something or something like that. That drops the food. The food is all the food right here. Just 3 right there. Okay, so the random index is equal to math.random, which would be 1 to the end of all the foods. So it'll be 1 chicken, fish, or steak. So 1 to 3. I'll pick a random index down here. Same thing with the spawn points. 1 between 5 of the spawn points. Food part would be equal to the index that it actually got. So if it was a 1, it would be a chicken. If it's a 2, it would be a fish. Or 3, it would be a steak. If it picks a random index. Same thing with spawn point, be 1 to 5. If it hit 3, it would be spawn point 3. If random spawn point get children is equal to 0. So if there's no children on the spawn point, which it spawns one on, that's why I'm saying you should have a check before this. So that way it can't spawn on something. It can only spawn on, and it will keep on trying until it spawns on something else. But for now, whatever. So then if you touch the part, which is it's the food part, it actually gets an index as a clone that's sent over into the spawn point instead of just the actual object, because that'll cause issues. Gets touched by the other part, which is the player right here. Get player from character. If player is equal to nil, then return n, so stop right there. Local user ID is equal to the global table of the player, which I just showed it off, I think. Did I show this off? Sorry, we made this video so many times. When the player joins, player added, the ID is thrown into a global table. Well, it's thrown into character. The bootstrapper throws it into a global table. So then it is actually loaded all the stats, and then whenever the character is added, it actually updates the stats as well to actually fit, because your character needs to be loaded in before you can actually change the walk speed and everything, which this is kind of pointless right now since I don't have a data storage to hold all the stats, so you don't really have much more than base stats every time you join in. So then it goes down to the next thing. It's printing the player and the player's user ID, which would be my number that's unique for each player, which you can't change that, so it's a good thing to use. Food part attributes is just all the attributes on the thing I just showed you guys at the start. Just getting all the attributes off of that. And then if the user ID player stats equal to nil, they continue to n. So if the food attribute stat, which would be health, size, walk speed, is not, if the user ID player stat is not health, if it's not equal to so I had name in here, and since name is not a thing, it would give an error. So I did this before, but I don't really, which is a good thing to have. So if any of the stats on the player stat is not equal to the attribute, then don't do this. So if it was like, if I had one in here that was like something stupid, like 1, 2, 3 or something like that, that's a bad example. Then it saw that my player would give me a nil, would give me an error because I don't have 1, 2, 3 on my character, humanoid, but I do have a scale and size on my character, which is a model thing actually. No, I think I'm just lying at this point. I think I'm getting it all wrong. So the user ID player stat, which should be the health and stuff, same thing as the food attribute. So if you look right here, health, walk speed, size, health, walk speed, size, these are both, so I'm going through the attributes. So this would be plus the value. So it'd be 14 health. Well, 100 health plus 1 health. And then it would go to the next thing, size plus the food attribute size, which would be food attribute size is 0.002. Mine is 1, so it'd be 1.02. Okay, and then it's destroying the part after doing that, and then it's updating the stats which is good because it also shoots the remote to the client remote module script that updates the UI. I'll explain all this stuff in a second because I just learned it. So, and then after that, yeah, it shoots the remote there. Wait, what? Don't really need 2 then, do I? It's stats. It's stats. I don't really need that if it runs update stats, do I? It worked. Yeah, it was just an extra remote for 0 reason. That one spawned right where I picked up the other one. Really bad timing. Yeah, didn't break anything. It's all good. So then print user ID, player stats. I don't really need that. This is the stats I was talking about for each user ID. And the user ID, player stats. So before and then after. Okay. And then, okay, the food spawner is probably explained enough. And then this is just constantly waiting to cool down and spawn in food. So it'll be 5 seconds. Okay, and then the character, I explain how all this stuff works. Character move just moves it. I really don't know if I explained this video. I've done it so many times in the past couple of minutes. Local health is equal to the player user ID, player stats health, which is set whenever you join the game. Same thing with size and walk speed. And then the character humanoid max health and health is equal to the stats they get when they join, and then the walk speed is equal to same thing, stats, and then the character scale is equal to the player stat size. Again, this is a model scale too, so be set to 1 since 1's the default when you join the game. This is the thing I try to do to offset the teleportation issues. And then from the ad, I already explained that. I definitely know that. Okay, and then last thing. That was the newest thing I learned. Well, one of the newest things. First of all, it's waiting for it's getting all the children of the scrolling frame, which will be all the text boxes, text labels. And then the update player UI remote is being fired from right here. It's being fired. Whenever all the stats get updated, it also fires the remote. And this is listening in. So if it ever gets fired, then it'll update the stats. So then the key, this is the new thing we learned. Me and my friend learned this. Local key is equal to the next thing in the table stat. Sorry, this last key is nil. So yeah, there was no key before this. So this is equal to the first thing in the array, basically, and there's nothing before that. So then for index label, impair screen GUI stats, which is all of the children. If the screen GUI is not, like the element is not a text label, then continue to the end. And then if the label, the label is equal to the screen GUI stats index, so it'll be 1, again, 1, 2, 3. This one's being skipped because it's not a label. And then the label.text is equal to the key, which would be the player stats. So it'll be equal to either health walk speed or size. Those are the player stats. And then the player stats, which would value, which would be the key number value. So probably be my player stats, health value then, or walk speed value. It'll be like 100 or whatever the walk speed is. It'll be 16 or 16.2 whenever it gets updated. And then the keys go into the next thing based off what the old key was. Which the old key was just health. And then the old key was walk speed after it goes to this one, and the old key was size. And then it would keep on updating all those. Okay. Oh my god. This is so confusing. This was a long 2 days learning all this and doing all this. Green's like tapped out right now. So then if I think I already showed this attribute. Boom, chicken. Increases more. It's like an average 0.2 for everything. Chicken should be 0.2 for everything. Yeah, 0.2 for everything. Fish is more move speed. What? Fish should be more move speed. Oops. Fish is just the worst version of chicken. And then steak is more size, less move speed and health. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. This is really confusing, I'm not gonna lie. And good thing my mic is not muted this time. All right, bye.